Okay, I'm going to be showing the Laquan McDonald shooting. It happened in October of 2014. Basically, you have an officer who unloads his gun into a 16 or 17-year-old black male. Most of the shots were delivered when he was laying down on the ground. Now, Laquan McDonald was obviously troubled. He was high on PCP, and he had a knife in his hand. So, the crazy thing about this whole shooting is the background story. It really seemed to make a big media splash, basically. Probably sometime in November of 2015. So anyway, going back into October after the shooting, the officer ended up going into basically just having to sit behind a desk. So, anyways, after this all happened, Laquan McDonald was a ward of the state, but they awarded his mother $15 million. So she got a $15 million check, and part of the court settlement was it was an agreement that no one would release the footage. Well, a reporter felt that this is a matter of public record, so he sued. And when the judge said that they must release the audio and video footage, the police department then charged the officer 2 days before releasing the video. It seems obvious that this was a cover-up. There was also the Burger King manager whose footage was also taken, who says that it was deleted. So obviously there was some type of cover-up. The mayor, Rahm Emanuel, also fired the police chief. And it also happened to be in an election year for him. So it seems like this was a cover-up going all the way up to the top. Watching this vicious footage, you could see even the smoke flying up as they just keep shooting and keep shooting. And I say they, it's really he. It was one officer that fired while the other officer stood by. So it was obvious that they both did not feel that he was a threat, that only this one particular officer felt he was a threat. And so much so that he had to empty his gun into this young man who was, I believe, 16 or 17 years old. And watching the video, you also notice that no one even bothered to check his pulse to see if he was still breathing, anything. They just left him there bleeding out. Now, I know that I hesitate to say this, but some police are corrupt. But it's hard to argue that they're all corrupt. That just doesn't even make sense. But there are a few that allow this to go on.